All right. In the famous words of Matthew McConaughey, welcome back to Ground Game. Actually, this is my first episode. I can't even say for your executive community now that I'm the chairman. So I am your Cabarrus County Republican Party Chairman, Abdul Ali. And I know y'all are like, wait a minute, there's somebody with him on camera. This is Ruth, the truth. She's going to be hosting Ground Game with us going forward. So, quick question for you.
Okay.
So the folks at home know, how long have you been a Republican?
I have been a Republican my whole life. My dad was a Democrat, and he switched to vote for Ronald Reagan.
Nice.
And that kind of turned the page for our family. And so definitely was raised a Republican, proud Republican.
Nice. So some of y'all got to watch the Dan Forrest debate, which he absolutely killed that debate.
Yes, he did.
But some of y'all know Ruth and I had the pleasure of hosting that Dan Forrest debate together. I'm just curious because you got to go across the state. What was the coolest thing about working for Dan Forrest in the campaign?
The coolest thing about working for Dan Forrest, besides just working for Dan Forrest, because he is amazing. He was the best boss. It was the best experience of my life. I really miss the team. It was amazing. But the best part was really traveling the state, having the opportunity, first of all, to see the state from both sides, from the mountains to the ocean, and just to meet the people and hear from them firsthand about, why they were supporting Dan for governor, what their concerns were for the state. And really, it just gave me the opportunity to fall in love with North Carolina, like all over again. So it was amazing. But that was the coolest part, was definitely the travel.
All right, so I know this is going to kind of be a left field question. So
Okay.
Are you a NSYNC or New Kids on the Block fan? If you had to,
Okay.
if there was like a battle royal between boy bands, who would win that?
Okay, so I grew up with New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
So that's always going to be there. But I love NSYNC.
You got no choice, babe.
How can you not love NSYNC?
Which one
It's one
had
of my
Justin
favorite.
Which
Okay,
one
that was NSYNC.
Okay,
of
I like
course.
NSYNC. I'm an
Of
NSYNC
course,
guy because
yeah.
Justin Timberland, right?
Yeah. So, but I keep up with the music, so I'm cool.
So
like
what's,
that,
what's
so
in
I
your
love some
playlist
NSYNC.
right now, Rose, so the people at home know what they're dealing with? What's in your playlist right now?
Well, besides some really great worship music, I love, everything from like 90s R&B to Taylor Swift to
Okay.
and everything. All of that. So just a little mix of everything.
So
I love Taylor's new album. That's my favorite
so
right
y'all
now.
go get Taylor Swift now. Is she conservative? Is she on our side?
Got nothing in my brain.
No, I don't think so.
All right, so
but
we're not-
she
we're
writes
not-
some
no-
really great songs. Come
No
on.
plugging Taylor Swift right now.
No, don't plug it, but
All
I
right.
enjoy it.
So last thing, if we could get a magical guest here, who would you like to see on Ground Game? Y'all watch now, because
Oh,
y'all
this is
see-
so hard. Anybody, or is it
anybody.
just
Who, if since we talk about Republican stuff, who is your dream Republican to get on Ground Game?
is it living or dead?
Ooh, good choice. You know what? Let's broaden it.
Broaden
Living or dead? Who is it?
Okay, well, I would say President Reagan, first of all. I mean, I
Okay,
would
good choice.
really like to speak with him and interview him. That would be amazing.
All right, we got a
Obvious-
dead one. Who's a living one? Who could we get?
Well, obviously, right now, President Trump would be. That would be pretty amazing. I think everybody wants to hear from him. So
Y'all heard
definitely
that?
hear from him for
Yo,
sure.
Trump, if you see this, come on to Cabarrus County. We need you in Concord. So look, ladies
got
and
you
gentlemen,
set.
I am honored to have Ruth with us. She's
Thank
going to be
you.
co-hosting the show going forward with us. Today, we're going to be joined not only by the youngest vice chair in North Carolina, but your Cabarrus County Republican Party Vice Chairman, Jack Lambert. And Ruth is going to be kicking it with the Young Republicans chair. So stay tuned. We're going to jump into your municipal calendar. We'll be right back on Ground Game.
This is your Cabarrus County Community Calendar. On Monday, May 3rd, Cabarrus County Commissioners and the Cabarrus Board of Education will meet. Monday, May 10th will be a busy day. The Cabarrus Board of Education will meet again, as well as the Kannapolis City Council, the Kannapolis Board of Education, the Harrisburg Town Council, and the Mount Pleasant Town Council. Concord City Council will meet on Tuesday, May 11th and Thursday, May 13th. The Midland Town Council will also meet on May 13th. The Cabarrus Board of Commissioners will meet again on Monday, May 17th. Concord City Council meets again on Tuesday, May 18th, and Kannapolis City Council will have their second meeting of the month on Monday, May 24th.
right, welcome back to Ground Game, ladies and gentlemen. As promised, we are here with your Cabarrus County Republican Party Vice Chairman, aka the youngest vice chair in the state of North Carolina, Jack Lambert. Welcome to Ground Game, brother.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
All right, listen, first of all, youngest chairman and vice chairman, I keep saying chairman, vice chairman in the state, young Republican. How long have you been a Republican? And how does it feel to be in this position that you're in right now?
Well, I tell you, I've been a Republican for as long as I can remember, Abdul. My parents are small business owners here in the community, and that's what they've really helped to instill in me. You know, a pro-business, pro-community, pro-economy type background. And, I will say this, over the past few weeks since I've been elected, I've sat back and a couple times I've thought, man, how did I get here? But then I realized, there's so many good Republicans, and this applies to you too, who put us in these positions because they wanted to see real energetic change come to the party. They wanted to see a good move forward for the county, one that impacts the entire community, not just Republicans, but gets the GOP candidates elected and betters Cabarrus County.
Nice. So we did a 6-hour leadership summit.
We did.
Shouts out to Scott and Anita, Parrish and Benita. I remember some of it. I took good notes, but after Jack can't drink, but we were at wine glass 4. But we got a lot of good work done in catching up to speed and getting, really brought up to speed on what's happening. We've also had a chance to meet with our various committees. What has been the most exciting thing for you so far as we look and plan for our 2022 and getting the party engaged? What's been your favorite part so far?
I'd just have to say meeting all the new Republicans here in Cabarrus County and across the state and looking at some of the numbers of the new families moving here, seeing that we can make a real meaningful impact going forward with all the new families and new individuals coming to Cabarrus County. I mean, it makes us so hopeful of what we can do for the GOP here.
Well, I got to tell y'all that are watching this at home, we've had these committee meetings and Jack has jumped foot first into everything and wanted to be involved and give good feedback. But I've got to ask one question because you have the coolest tattoo of any vice chair that I have seen statewide. How many tats do you have, bro?
They're hard to quantify at this point. I mean, the sleeve, I'd say around 10 probably if I had to put a solid number on it.
I got one. I just got one. So here's the thing. If you're the type of person that's into ink, you can be a Republican. If you're in your early 20s and you're an ink person, because this dude has innumerable tattoos. So last thing we want to kind of catch up to speed on, and just something I'm going to back down here as chair and host of the show, but what are you really expecting to see in 2022 and beyond for the Republican Party? What do you as a young Republican see on the horizon for us?
I'll go 2 categories. Here for Cabarrus County, I want to see us become the most engaged party in the state and the community. I mean, I know we rank up there pretty high right now, I think number 5 or something like that according to state data. But I really, really want the Cabarrus County GOP to be one of the talks of the town, I guess I'd say. We have a lot of great members. The executive board is phenomenal. We've got a lot of good work to do going forward, investing here in the community. And I want to see us become really prominent as an organization. You hear about the Boys and Girls Club, big organizations like that here in Cabarrus County. We can be one of those organizations. There's nothing stopping us. And what we're doing right now, we're putting us on the path to do that. As far as the GOP as a whole goes, I guess what I'd like to see is us going in the direction where we can appeal to people from all walks of life. I want to see us hit those, middle of the road candidates, those, more conservative people. I want to see us get everybody together on the same page because listen, when you break politics down, it's about, 2 things, about marketing and making connections. And I've said this a lot when I was running for this office. We have to allow ourselves to be marketed as the party that appeals to the most people because in reality, we are. Our policies, our platform, the Democrats can't beat us on that. We're the party that appeals to the most people in the community. And if we hit those notes just right, we make those connections with those new families like I talked about moving to the county. We make those connections with the small business owners. We make those connections with the people that we need to get. And that goes, for the whole country, not just here in Cabarrus County.
Nice. So as y'all can see, we got an energetic vice chair who I'm telling you has hit the ground with us running. And you hit a note we want to thank everybody on the executive committee. It's really been a great opportunity so far and a great experience working with everybody. So, Jack, we're looking forward to a great 2 years with you, brother. We'll be right back on Ground Game. Ruth will be right back talking with your Young Republican chair for Cabarrus County. We'll be right back.
And is showing some progress because of his hard work. I have been asked to lead the issue of dealing with root causes in the Northern Triangles.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today.
All right, welcome back to Ground Game. With me tonight is the chairman of the Cabarrus County Young Republicans, Jacob Abel. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. So obviously we're coming off of 2020. We're heading into 2022. You're with the Young Republicans and they're all across the state of North Carolina making a huge impact. Walk us through, like those that are joining us for the first time tonight or maybe watch us all the time, but walk us through what impact the Young Republicans had on the 2020 election.
Absolutely. So we had a big impact all over the state. I believe we made 1.5 million voter contacts, so knocking on doors, phone calls, etc. So I mean, we did targeted races as well, where we helped certain races, and I think we definitely made a massive difference. Knocking on doors, calling people, handing out literature. I think we helped decide a few races that were really close because we put in that extra effort on the ground to actually connect with voters.
Yeah, that's amazing. 1.1 million votes, voter contacts that you made. And that is through knocking on doors, right? Yeah. Handing out literature, doing all that stuff. So for those that are watching that maybe don't know a lot about our Young Republicans, talk to us a little bit about the age range. What kind of age range do you have? What kind of activities do you guys do?
Absolutely. So our age range is 18 to 40 years old. So we have a big range. And even in our own chapter, we have people on both ends of the spectrum and in the middle. So largely, a lot of what we do during the election season is knocking on doors, connecting with voters, helping candidates out, but also a big part of what we want to do here is get involved with the community through community service. And then also this past week, I actually hosted a panel with Catherine Whiteford on conservative environmentalism. So actually getting out there and discussing policy ideas as well. So a pretty diverse, a lot of things that we do.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about the community involvement that you guys do, because we talked a little bit before about that. Just, I know you said you were like cleaning up parks and what are some of the things y'all do across the state to engage the community?
Absolutely. So actually working with the Cabarrus County Teenage Republicans to do a park cleanup. And across the state we do things like park cleanups, whether it's working with humane societies and things of that sort, really just trying to improve our community, not just be a purely political organization.
Yeah, so with that huge age range that you have, obviously you have a lot of races represented. I mean, it's a very diverse group. What are some of the common misconceptions that you found, just being chairman of Young Republicans, being active as a Republican, in this culture right now? What are some of the common misconceptions about being a Young Republican that you've come across?
One of the biggest ones is, people tend to think that we're only active during elections, which we're not, and, we definitely push back against that. I don't know if people think we're as diverse either if you go to the left side of the aisle. I mean, if you go look at the picture of our chapter from last week when we took a picture, it's a very diverse group of people. So I think that's something else. And we have a ton of young people involved, 18 to 40. So people from all backgrounds really like to get involved. So
if someone is watching and they want to get involved, what do we need to tell them? What do they need to do?
Absolutely. So again, you have to be 18 to 40, registered Republican and a resident of Cabarrus County. You can message us at cabarrusYR@gmail.com or reach out to us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, CabarrusYR, or you can message me on Facebook as well, Jacob Abel. So all the ways to get involved.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
The Judiciary Act of 2021 to establish the Supreme Court size as 13. It's not a nice number. Some people will say we're packing the court. We're not packing it. We're unpacking it.
All right, that's it for this episode of Ground Game. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to head over to cabarrus.gop to sign up for the newsletter, get involved, be in touch with what's going on in your community with the Cabarrus Republicans. And on that note, man, we want to see you April 22nd over at the Kinetic Club at the ballpark for our next meeting. It starts at 7 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss it. Amazing speakers at the ballpark. What better place is there to be on it in April? So we want to be sure to see you. So head over to our website, be sure to join us, and we will see you then.